Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Stromberg and Carlson wooden wall crank telephone. And this is Martin's telephone from Kentucky. And this is the initial checkout of this telephone. And this is in very good condition, basically great condition really for the age of this telephone. And we have our original receiver, and the parts inside the receiver are original. The transmitter is original on the inside. Then we have our bells are in good shape. On this side we have our crank and our lightning arrestor. So overall this telephone is in really great shape. It's a beautiful telephone. And we're going to go ahead and open it up. Now we have some wires that are loose. This gives you a look at the inside. So basically everything is here to this telephone. We also have our schematic. And we had some wires loose because we were doing some tests on the receiver capsule and on the transmitter. And so basically we've talked it over with Martin, and we talked to him actually on this phone before we rewired everything, because we wanted to see what Martin thought about keeping the original transmitter and receiver since they are working, and he likes the original sound that this telephone had back in when it was working. And so we're going to go ahead and leave the original transmitter in it and receiver and go ahead and go from there, because he wants to have it sound like it did 100 years ago. Now one thing that we noticed, we're going to have to go through the crank. It's a little tight and it needs to be oiled and gone through. It is ringing the bell, but it needs to be gone through, and it should be a little easier to turn than that. But this gives you a little bit of a look at the telephone itself on the inside. We also even have the wrench, and that was for adjusting the bells. So it's in very good condition, and a lot of times you don't see the wrench, or they don't have a wrench inside. So that's really a plus. So it's just a great telephone. It's in very good condition. And we're going to get this telephone rewired. We're going to create a circuit so that when you crank the crank and ring the bells, it does not backfeed any voltage into the telephone line. We also have to create a circuit so that when Martin gets a telephone call, the bells will ring. So we're just going to be going through this telephone rewiring, making sure we install a modular port so that Martin can simply bring a line cord in through the back and go ahead and plug it in like any phone. And he can use any length line cord, any color that he chooses. So we'll just be working towards repairing and converting this telephone. And this gives you a little look at it since it is the initial checkout of this telephone. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up with this telephone. So basically we're going to run through a little bit about what went on with this telephone. The transmitter is original, and so is the receiver. And Martin wanted to keep it that way. So basically that's the original receiver and transmitter elements inside. And basically what we've done here is rewired this telephone and set up a circuit so that when you get an incoming call, the bells will ring, but yet when you crank the telephone and ring the bells, the telephone will not backfeed any voltage into the line, the telephone line. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do some final checks on it. We also installed a modular port so that it can simply be plugged in with any length line cord and any color. And we have a modular port here that we installed. So we'll go ahead, and there was an original hole in the back of the telephone, so Martin can just bring in any line cord he chooses. So we'll go ahead and plug the telephone in. We're going to go ahead and ring the telephone. And now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and ring the telephone with the analyzer. We'll let that go a couple of times. We'll go ahead and answer it. Give you some dial tone. And now what we want to do is take dial tone away. And then I want to tap on the transmitter. And every time you see that red light on the analyzer, that's an indication of 100% modulation. So we know the telephone has transmit, and we've also talked on this telephone. But you're going to be talking on a telephone that's going to sound and transmit like it did when it was brand new. So, you know, you're talking about a telephone that's got some age on it, probably close to 100 years old. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and plug this telephone into a regular line. And we want to go ahead and remove the receiver. Give you some dial tone. Then what we can do is take another telephone. We'll dial a time and temp and then hang up.
Shop online anytime at Offenberg.com. A short drive to great value. Today is Wednesday, December 26th. The time is 5:17. Current temperature 39 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast. Partly cloudy tonight and Thursday. Low tonight 14 to 20. Thursday's high mid-30s.
Okay. We can call one other number. Give you some dial tone. We'll call my number, and it will be busy. Now that we know that this telephone has been converted and repaired, we can get this telephone back to Martin, and he can start enjoying it. It's just a really cool Stromberg and Carlson telephone. We'll give you a few still pictures of this telephone. And that's what it looks like on the inside. We have an actual wrench here for the bell, and that was to adjust the bell. We also have our schematic and our capacitor, which is all original, and your magneto. And this gives a look at the simple, clean connection with the modular plug and modular port. It's a very cool phone, and it's in very good condition. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is Martin's Telephone from Kentucky. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.